Okay. I'm good, I'm good. Just as strawberry as ever. Hey, I'm supposed to finish it at some point. So yeah, here we are back at the cauldron thing, and hopefully this time my computer won't crash on me because I'm doing this live stream from my parents' house, so I have a whole different computer to work on, and I'm using my Intos now instead of my Cintiq. And unfortunately, I had to pick the worst pen. I haven't replaced its nib in like the longest time, so let's see how this is gonna work out. Here we go. So yeah, I have my good old friend here, I Miss Me. She's gonna keep the stream alive and well. Love you, Han. Okay, I'm gonna say it a little less depressingly. Love you, Han. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit stuffy because I think I'm starting to have a cold. So I don't think my voice is all there. Actually, I'm gonna... the soundtrack is a little harsh. Hold on. Okay. I'm sorry if I don't have much to talk about right now because um, I'm really not satisfied with how much I drew last time, so I'm gonna try and actually finish it this time. Maybe I should have picked like a shorter scene, but honestly I didn't think it would take me that long. And for some reason my Wacom is really creaky. Like, I don't know if you can hear that. When I lean my hand on it, it makes like a squeaking sound. It's like the zombie chair. And what exactly are you planning to do with the eraser tool? How is it of any use in real life? You know, I need like an autocorrection for when I say my R's like a W and no one's understand what I want, or I just sound like, it sounds like baby talk. Hello. Hi, Mary. Hold on. Wait, I think I can read it. It says Mary Hashiko? Something like that. Shiako. Correct me if correct me if I'm wrong. I'm so bad at my hiragana. I haven't practiced it in the longest. I gotta go back to my Japanese. Hi, what time is it over there? It's supposed to be like, I don't know, around 8 p.m., 9 p.m. I tried making it in a more normal hour for you guys because it was like, I started my last stream in 4 a.m. in Japan and I felt so bad the whole time because I knew a lot of you guys wanted to see me and it was just too late for you, so hopefully now it works out better. Oh, you're welcome. I'm having so much fun doing the live stream. That's why that's why they always last longer than what I intend. I didn't intend for it to last for 3 hours. I was exhausted, but it was so much fun. You're welcome. Hey, at least last time, whenever I was nothing to talk about, you could have occupied yourself with my roomie. Now I don't have that ambient. No, she's really laughing that loud. Wow, we can, like, the sound isolation in my apartment is so random. Like, the walls are so thin between the rooms, but you can't hear a thing from the living room to the kitchen, which is weird because there's no door in between them and they're right next to each other. So I think we live in some, like, there is a separate dimension inside the apartment, but only the kitchen area. So the sound isolation there is beautiful. I should just do all the live stream from the kitchen because you can't hear anything from there. I don't need spirits. I can whisper things in the background for myself. And actually, I think my mom's supposed to come back in like an hour or so, and she'll make just as much noise as my roommate. So we're gonna have that going for. I mean, so far everything's going great. Everything's going great, not great. It's going great. My computer hasn't crashed on me yet. So I'm a happy camper right now. I hope she won't come talking to us because I don't know how to handle. I don't know if you guys can handle that. And the good news is that at least I did finish that scene yesterday. I was working on scene 16 and it took so long for some reason because I actually have tons of project in my day job right now, so I don't have as much time to work on chapter 3. And I was stuck on scene 16 for like a few days and I was supposed to finish it in one day. And I felt I'm not gonna have time to finish it today, but I did, and I'm so happy. It actually came out faster than I expected. Way for me. I mean, actually, I haven't completely finished it. I haven't done the background yet because all my Photoshop brushes are on my apartment computer. But the background is, even though I really don't like working on backgrounds. They all tend to be like the fastest parts of the animation. Like I try to get them over with as quickly as possible. So there's that. Yes, it is finally. I have achieved. I forgot what I wanted to say. Right. Yeah, that's good. I was being told to try doing live streams on Twitch and I've never tried that. I honestly don't know what's the big difference about it. Like I heard it's better. I mean, I can see that the YouTube live stream has some sort of a delay, like everything I say right now only comes to you like a few seconds afterwards. But I don't think you can do private live streams on Twitch. So I don't know. Again, I'm gonna have to try that. Gonna have to learn a whole new system. Okay. Man, I really want to do the rubber hose animation for Duke and Missy, but I just don't have time for that. And rubber hose animation, it's like you have to draw every frame. You don't have double frames like what I have going on here. I mean, not right now. Right now, I have to do those onesies, but in rubber hose animation, you actually do have to draw every single one of them. That's why they took so long. But that's why they look so smooth. And I don't even know if you can do that as well in Flash because the Flash brush is really janky. So when you draw a frame by frame animation in Flash with like no double frames, then the line just looks jittery as hell. And that's why I have to start learning better animation programs. But Flash is so straightforward, I don't think I can. Well, yeah, I'm sure Twitch has a delay too. The question is which one runs better. I don't know, maybe Twitch has a better quality? Like, I don't know how well you guys see the stream quality. To me, on my computer it looks fine. I don't know, I think it also depends on how well your internet is or how well your computer is. Let's see. I have to... Why did I do them all on the same layer? What the hell? Oh, I'm sorry. What the heck? That's like the new thing. Okay, I did them all on the same layer because it's gonna be easier to color that way. So even though the line art may seem like it takes me way longer, that just means that the coloring process will be a lot faster because they're all the same. They're all on the same layer, so I could just use the paint bucket tool. No, because I'm old. Yeah, I'm actually really old. I'm an old maid now. I have all the free time and both not enough time at all. Because I could die at I'm just wilting away. And if you hear a bunch of weird explosions going outside, it's not missiles, it's the seed pods of our wisteria. They like explode because it's so dry out. Like, I think there's a drought going right now. It doesn't rain here. I think it only rained twice since the year started. I want them to be in on the joke. Love how his hand just disappeared midway through. Like, there you go. I'm so amazed by the fact that the stream hasn't crashed yet. I'm so overjoyed. It's the little things in life, people. Yeah, but California has alligators. We don't have those either. We have jackals. Lots of jackals. Which one? I said many jokes in the past 2 minutes. Inside jokes that... Man, I'm so hard. Inside jokes that no one will understand, so you have to be a little bit more specific. Okay, so the old thing is because for some reason I'm like the oldest person in my group of friends. Well, not the oldest, the second oldest, but most people are like younger than me. So we always have that joke where I'm super old and I basically live my life and I could die at any minute. And every time I have a birthday, instead of them saying happy birthday to me, they're like, yeah, you have one less year to live on this planet. So I'm constantly aware of my mortality. And the missile thing is that apparently people who's never been to Israel think that Israel is just a desert and we have missiles falling all the time. And it's basically very dangerous to go outside because, as you can hear, it's crazy, like all those bombs falling. Like, I don't know how we manage. We can't go out on the streets, man. It's so weird to draw Duke without his hat. I'm so glad it only lasted for like 2 shots. Yeah, I don't shop as much, so I don't have that many daily shoppings to do. I buy food and that's it. I mean, there's no point buy clothes because I'm not that fashionable, and the second thing is I'm not going anywhere ever, so there's no point in buying clothes. I don't need that. I just need food. I just need my protein cubes to sustain myself. Well, then I guess I have to pay for the electricity to work. I only had like 3 streams, so yeah, I guess I said 3 times I hate drawing him without his hat. But actually, the speed drawing scene, he did have his hat, so I don't think I said that. Because I had no reason to say it. I know, maybe next time I'm gonna pick a shot that he actually does have his hat. And then I won't say it anymore, but I probably will. Well, in my case, shopping is actually an annual event because I don't need to go out every day. Yeah, look at him, he's almost out of the cauldron. Just hang on in there, Duke. I'm gonna get you out of there. I'm gonna have so much fun in this clip. He doesn't know that yet, so don't ruin it for him. Well, here's the funny thing. Since he died before he saw what happened in the end, he has no idea what's going on. He just being tossed in the middle of all this nonsense, and all he can do is like, what's going on? Who are you? Where am I? Like, either he doesn't remember her because I guess this sort of ordeal happens all the time. Or he just is gonna be cut so off guard because it just made no sense. Like, who is she supposed to be? He didn't see her becoming a vampire. And what did those ghosts do? Wait. No, I like those frames. I don't have to redraw everything. I just have to move his leg. That's the price of frame by frame animation, people. I don't know if I mentioned it yet, but I do plan to do a cutout animation to the series at some point. It's that one clip. I'm not sure yet if I should put it on the first season or on the second one. Because even though it has something to do with the story, as far as the flowingness of the story goes, it kinda sticks out because it's not a continuation, but it will be at later point. It's kind of hard to explain it. I just have to make a decision. It'll work either way. I just have to make up my mind. So anyway, yeah, that clip's gonna be in cutout, and it's gonna be like really cute and chibi and child friendly, like inappropriately so. Because it's gonna be very unfitting as far as the lyrics of the song go. Yes, she had just enough time to finish the ceremony and then to go and hide somewhere for her dramatic entrance, because the whole, I would say, 30 seconds of this clip are pretty much like the night but in reverse. Like, it has a lot of callbacks to the night because it's basically the same thing but with Missy now. So she has to have her entrance, she has to have the whole thing where she lights the candles just like Duke did, except this time he's none the wiser because he's just been tossed into this situation. Oh, you know, hamsters. Wait, you have just wild hamsters? We actually had a rat in our house at some point, and it wasn't the one I was raising because I did have a pet rat at some point for like 2 days because my mom said she's gonna leave the house if I won't get rid of him. And yeah, it was very sad. So, had to return him. But now that I'm all adult and I have my own, well, not my own apartment, but I actually do want to raise a rat again at some point. They just really, they have so many special needs and I'm not sure if I have the time for that. Wait, so it was like, it was a house hamster? Where did it came from? Or they just came from the wild? Oh, that's so nice. It actually reminds me of something similar that happened to us. Like, we had a cocktail parrot with, she died last year, but she was with us for like 15 years. She was really old. So I remember there was this one time where we heard the same type of singing coming from the outside, so we recognized that as a cocktail singing. So we thought maybe it escaped his cage from somewhere. So we actually took our parrot's cage outside so she could call him, and he actually came and landed on her cage because he heard her too. And like, we wanted to adopt him because I think he was because he escaped. And apparently my parrot really hated him because she was a sociopath. So we had no choice, and we had to find the one that came to us a home somewhere. But we wanted to raise him, it's just that the two of them didn't get along at all. Yeah, I should probably make him look a little bit more appealing, but then I realized it's only gonna be for one frame, so that it's not worth bothering with the proportions and such. Then go eat something. You're always hungry. Why don't you just have a stack of food with you at all time? Like, you guys can eat. I'm not stopping you. I can't. I need both of my hands. Ah yes, I confirmed that the hat indeed disappeared to the Cthulhu dimension. It didn't went behind the pillar as I intended, because that's the common belief. And you know what? I'm gonna go with that. If you make something popular, then that's the truth now. Can't argue with that. And it won't matter that, like, the very next scene I'm doing, scene 5, he's gonna pick up his hat from the floor. Nope, it's not really there, it's in the 5th dimension. Because you guys said so. I mean, who am I to argue? I'm only one person. Oh, I don't think I could never live without cats. They're my favorite animal. We always have hordes of cats with us. I mean, right now we have 4 cats. We had one that, our latest casualty was actually my cat, and she died like a month ago, 2 months ago. And I was just, and my parents, they didn't tell me about her because they knew I was so attached to her. So she died at my parents' house, and she was only 2 years old. She got run over. So she died, and my parents didn't tell me about it because they didn't want to upset me. And they waited for me to come home to tell me this. And I only came back home like 2 weeks after it happened. So they already gotten over it, my whole family. And so when I had to hear about it, I had no one to, like, I I had to deal with it myself. So I don't know what was their plan, but it didn't work out very well because I'm still upset about the whole thing, about them not telling me about it. But yeah, I loved her. She had one eye. I mean, my mom found it. She found like this two weeks old kitten in like a parking garage somewhere, and she felt sorry for her because she was blind. So she brought her home, and then I took care of her because my mom didn't have the patience to do that. So it happened like before I started my last year of college, and fortunately, it happened during my semester vacation, so I could stay home and just take care of her. So I actually managed to save one of her eyes. And she was really feral. She tried to scratch everybody. She didn't scratch me, but like I had to carry her around with me 24 hours a day because she was super feral, and the vet told us that the only way to make a feral cat more friendly is if you get it accustomed to like being around humans all the time. So I took that way too seriously and literally carried her around with me all the time. Like it wasn't like a basket. I just did this fold in my shirt and just carried her around with me. And eventually I had to go back to college, and then she started getting used to my parents because she didn't have me anymore. I love that cat. Like, she was here for so little time. She was only here for about 2 years. She died right before her second birthday. And it sucks that, like, because our cats, they live outside, so they're not safe at home. We can't have them inside because they're like street cats. So they will be miserable at home, but then they almost never die of old age because something always happens to them outside. They either just disappear, or they're being run over, or they're being attacked by wild animals. And it sucks. Except we actually do have this one cat right now who's like 18 years old. He's super old right now. Every time I go back to my apartment, I think it might be the last time I see him because he's so old. I don't know how he managed to survive for so long, but he's like the king of our cats. He's the true master of survival. Yeah, we actually did save a litter of kittens, 5 kittens that my sister got when she was in the army. So she served somewhere in the city, and then one day she walked to her base and she just saw like a cardboard box with 5 newborn kittens. They were like 2 days old. They still had their umbilical cords and they were still wet and everything. And they were just there in the middle of the street, and she felt so bad for them. She just abandoned her job to drive home to bring them to us. And like it was during the summer, so me and my dad took care of them, and we thought they're not gonna make it because they were so little and because they were in such bad shape. They were dehydrated and they were covered in fleas. But we actually saved all of them, and we found houses for 3 of them, and the 2 that remains, they're still here with us. I don't have a favorite selfie because I'm the most non-photogenic person in the world. Every time I take a picture of myself, I look like a potato sack. I don't know, I guess I can just take a really ugly selfie and say it was on purpose. And now I'm covered, no matter what it turns out to be. Either that or I could just edit it on Photoshop. God, why couldn't I just jump cut him out of the damn cauldron? Oh, you need my picture for your war room. Ah, okay, that makes sense. You know, every smile is scary when you put it out of context. Like, I can't have a normal smile either. That would ruin my creepy persona. I'm supposed to be devilishly cute. And that happens because I never smile. It's also because I have this weird condition with my teeth. I mean, apparently I am missing like 4 teeth that, according to my dentist, they say those teeth, like, the more the evolution advances, the less we're gonna see of them. So I'm like the next step of evolution. And that's just me being humble. I mean, that's what the doctor said, not me. So I'm missing those teeth, and that's why to this day I still have some milk teeth, and they're never gonna fall out. And that's why I couldn't have a braces for like, I had to have my braces when I was 19. Like that's great. So I had to be a 19-year-old person with braces. Like, that's the coolest thing in the world. And that's why they're like, apparently my teeth are too small for my mouth. So they're not exactly centered. Like, it looks really weird. This okay, the thing with my legs, yeah, thanks for like out saying my flaws to the world, even though I just said it about my teeth. Okay, so the thing about my legs is that when I was enlisted to the army, you always have to go a physical exam. So like, you have to be examined by the doctor to see if you have all kinds of problems or something. And because the army, for some reason, really don't want girls to go to combative jobs, he just starts inventing physical flaws with them, like physical defects, in order for them to like lower your stamina or something. Like, you see, you can't send her to be a warrior because this and that. So first of all, they had to lower my score because I have glasses. Like, and my number is so low. I can go outside without glasses. I can go outside, like, it's very open for interpretation. But technically I do have glasses, so they had to lower my physical score for that. And then they also wrote that I have a weird deformity of the legs, and it's so severe they had to underline it. And I was like, what are you talking about? My legs are fine. And they're like, no, it's really it's amazing, you can even walk. And I was like, well, look at me then, a miracle person can walk despite, like, it had this really weird made up super long name. I don't even remember why it's what, and they were like, yeah, it's totally a real thing. You can't be a warrior because of that. And I was like, but I didn't want to be a warrior. You don't have to invent stuff for me. And they're like, yeah, it's a super rare deformity and you have that. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, well, the only difference between the Israeli army and the American army is that when you go to America, you actually do it as a job. So it makes sense for them to have really high standards because back there you have to take it seriously. In Israel, on the other hand, since every 18-year-old has to enlist, it's like, well, we don't have anything to do with that many people, so we just have to put them in all kinds of shit jobs. Yeah, what is up with that Patreon page where you just leak information? See, that's why I didn't want to tell you about the whole earth-shattering event that's gonna happen in the end of the first season. Because you're just gonna blabber it out. Ah, no, the light is on my screen. Why do I have so many windows in my room? I thought you said front when you're coming back because you wanna be edgy. Only sheeple says saying back. Ah, I'm so hot. I wish winter would start already. But no, winter's coming. Winter is always coming. No, it's like we live in a desert, so we only have winter for like 2 days, and then it's back to spring. I think the last time I saw snow was when I was like 3 years old or something. I know in theory what snow's supposed to look like. Like apparently there was this huge cold back in 1992, and it happened like a month before I was born. So that was the one time ever where it snowed where I live. And it only snowed for like 2 seconds and then it melted. But the point being is that it happened right before I was born, so I could miss it. That was like part of the divine plan. Because I actually hate summer. I don't like being hot. I like the gloomy atmosphere of the rain. Because it goes so well with the Voltaire song. Yeah, actually, there was a time where my parents lived in the US. That was before I was born, but they lived in the United States for like a year or 2 years. And I think they lived in California. Oh no, I have no. They told me what area it was, but I don't remember. I don't think even my mom remembers. My mom has such a bad memory for names and stuff. Well, okay, not for names, but she doesn't even remember if any of us was born during the night, during the day. She doesn't remember. Like she can't tell me anything about my birth because she just forgot. And I'm like, well, I guess that happens after you already had a bunch of them. So the fourth one is just like, yeah, whatever. Just take the baby out. Like, I do know they lived in like this building where everyone were also immigrants. Like no one there was an American. She had like, there was this one Finnish family and this one Israeli family. And there was also a Canadian couple. I don't know. And they also had like a swimming pool in that building or like around it or something. So one of the families had 2 boys and those boys went to the pool all the time. So they went to the pool so often that they basically became super white because of all the chlorine that was in the water. So they just had those bleached children. And it was hysterical. I can't believe I took the one pen without the nibs and I have to press really hard to get anything. So I can't believe I forgot to replace the nibs. Or like took the... Can't believe I left the good pen back at the apartment. I know my mom doesn't even have any pictures of herself while she was pregnant, so either every single one of us is adopted, which honestly, I mean, neither one of my brothers look the same. Like every single one of us looks completely different. Either that or knowing her, she probably just didn't want to be didn't want to be taking pictures of while she was pregnant because she probably thought she was really fat or something. Oh, thank God, we're back to double frames. I won't have to draw every single one. Thanks, sweet Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, Lord. You're the Lord of all Jesuses. Okay, I don't know why it does that weird thing where the screen goes all black. I don't even know if you guys can see it, but the screen just became all black or something. So I'm gonna close the flash and open it again. I don't know why it does it, but it does it every once in a while. You know, it's because I don't think Adobe really likes their programs, so it just happens. They never fix any of the Flash problems, so it just stays buggy all the time. Like, I know they may have called it Animate now, but a rose by any other name would just be as prickly. I mean, to be fair, it could have been worse. It could have crashed on me completely, like the whole live stream. Again. Where is my... Okay. Yeah, I picked a bad background color because I can't see my cursor. It like dissolves in the background. What's HS? Is there something I don't know? Am I not up to date with all the programs? Well, okay, obviously I don't because I only use like 2 Adobe programs, but God, I can never know anything. I can never know enough of anything. Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks. You know, we don't have many of the abbreviations here. So I don't know, I have to memorize all of them. Like, I actually think it's hilarious trying to translate idioms in Hebrew, like word for word in English. I speak English almost like... Okay, so what percentage is my English level? Aside from the R thing, let's try to ignore the R things because I already know it's not going well. No, I have to learn all the abbreviations because I want to get up to date with the youngins today. You know, I want to be part of the hip crowd. All the young whippersnappers. So what? So what percentage are most Americans? Okay, that's good. Let's hear the objective view of an actual American. Because over here I already like talked about how most people here they can barely speak English. Okay, not barely, like it really depends because some people here know English very well, and some of them can't say a damn word in English. They can say like yes and no, and that's it. But you're not American, you're only half American. Your view is English. And you say drawing instead of drawing. Like, okay, I'm probably not the best person to say that word because I can't say it either. I can't say the word world without making it sound weird, or screw without having it sound like skew. And sometimes my R's sounds fine. I should just adjust myself a new accent or actually speak in an actual Israeli accent because I try to avoid showing it. And that's why I don't say R's, because if I'm gonna say R like an Israelian, it's just gonna get stuck in every single word and you won't hear anything else. Because our R's are very exaggerated. Oh yeah, because when you're singing, you're like copying the person, I guess. Yeah, I'm 100% mermaid too. I'm a sand mermaid. No, I actually hear that some people work as being professional mermaids. It kind of like working as a drag queen, like you're a performer, so that's your work. You're working as a mermaid. I don't know if that's the coolest thing I've ever heard, or like how much work do these people even get? Like, I'm having a party and I will need a professional mermaid. I told you, you can be Ursula and then you can be a mermaid witch. I'm sorry, and then you can also be based on a drag queen. The thing is that you don't want to be Ursula because she's not hot. But she has so much character. And Ariel was... I know, I'm gonna call her Ariel. Ariel was kind of annoying. She was a whiny teenage drama. Well, I didn't actually learn to sing anywhere. I just do it a lot because singing is like my second most favorite thing to do, and I can do that while I'm animating, so I do that a lot. And I come from a very musical family. Like everybody in my family has a good music skill, something. I don't know, like my brothers, my oldest brother, the animator one, he once had a band when he was in high school. And my two other siblings, one of them, they can both they can both play the piano, and one of them also can play the guitar, and my mom is also singing, and my dad can play like 50 different instruments. So I think we're a pretty musical family. I actually tried to learn a bajillion instruments, but I never had the patience to practice any of them, so I just quit. How did I learn to sing from you? If you're like 5 years younger than me, you learned to sing from me, so calm yourself and know your place. Like, honestly, I'm not that great a singer. I can sing okay, I guess. Like, I'm not tone deaf, so I've got that going for me. And for some reason, my mom is like, she's always in competition with me about who can sing better. And I'm like, Mom, I'm not competing with you. What are you talking about? Because my mom thinks she's like an opera singer, but she can never bother learning any of the lyrics. Honestly, like the only type of songs I can sing well are like the slow one, or like lullabies and stuff. The friendship diagram is adjustable. How do you not get tired of editing this thing already? It sounds fine. You can leave it alone. You can move on to other things. You don't have to spend so much time on that. And like, I love how the first thing I tried to sing was something in French. Because for some reason everybody think I'm a French person. I don't know, I guess Israeli accent is very unrecognizable to anyone who's not an Israeli, so it's like, what the hell kind of accent is that? Let's see, what accents I know? I guess it's French. So, I hope that cleared the record and shows that I'm absolutely not French. I can talk in a French accent forever, because for some reason it's like the easiest accent for me to duplicate. I mean, I like doing voice acting and accents and stuff, but doing a French accent is always the easiest for me. The only weird thing is that it also comes with me making my voice sounds way higher than it should. I don't know why that's like a side effect. I guess it's a necessity. French is so complicated. It's complicated to sing to because it has all the silent letters. Like any word written in French, you never hear the last letter written. So it's like, why do you write that? It's such a weird, complicated language. But it sounds good. What about the reprising for the first time in forever? What about it? But I'm gonna mess up the whole low tone, high tone thing because I can't hear it. I have a selective hearing. Yes. We are out of the cauldron. Okay. Progress. I feel accomplished whenever I sing in a foreign language and not mess it up. It's always accomplishing to me. I did mess up. I sang the Glinda parts and I was supposed to sing Elphaba. But Glinda is so loud. And I didn't know there were versions on the internet where you can just listen to Elphaba's part. But yeah, sure, let's do the for the first time in forever prize. Hey, let's do it in Hebrew. No, let's not. It sounds really bad. I mean, I don't know what was up with that, but like 2 days ago, our neighbors just listened to the whole Moana soundtrack, but it was the dubbed version, so everything was in Hebrew, and it sounded so bad. It like they translated "You're welcome" to this really lowbrow slang we use in Hebrew, and I was like, oh god, how did they fuck that up? It's like, I know Maui said all kinds of pop cultural slang references every once in a while, and like they high-fived and stuff, which I thought was pretty stupid, but at least he said "you're welcome" and he didn't say like "up yours" or something like that. But I'm gonna write it down for you in like Romaji or whatever you're gonna call it. Okay, when you take a different language and try writing it in English letters, what am I supposed to call it? Like, I know when you do it in Japanese, it's called romaji, but then what do you call it when it's anything else? Ow. Fine, we're gonna sing it in Hebrew. Ouch. Yeah, it's actually so dry here that my whole body is peeling off and I'm going through the whole, what do you call it when a snake replaces its skin? Jesus, I forgot. Anyway, that's what's going on with me right now. I'm practically falling apart. I'm crumbling. And my voice crumbles too. Molding, where have I heard that word? Isn't that what Iago said in Aladdin, where he kept pulling his feathers off? Okay, fine, you can be Elsa. I don't care. You can do Idina Menzel better than me. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant Adele. What did he call her? Adele Dazim, Gazim, whatever. You can be her. I don't want to be any of them. I don't have preferences. I only thought it would be fun if I'd be Elphaba because she's such a depressed cynical. Like, I can be all glittery like Glinda. Wait a minute, what time is it in California right now? When I become rich. Yeah, because animators are like the richest people in the world. 5. It's 5:30 a.m. What are you doing up? Yes, I am so close to getting that much money. I mean, when that happens, the devil himself will support my show. That is awesome. And I already have green skin, thank you. I'm just hiding. Do you know how much money, all the Patreon money goes to my makeup to hide my skin? That's actually nonsense. I can't put makeup for shit. I don't have a clue. I don't have the first thing you need to know about how to apply makeup. I'm so bad at it. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna drink a lot of water and hope my skin would work out for me. Because I actually do have kind of a good skin, like I don't get blemishes and I don't get burned, but I can't beautify myself. I'm all that I have left. I can only work on my natural beauty. Yeah, you think it's expensive there. How much do you think it costs here? Because everything has to be exported. We don't have makeup manufacturers in here, so everything's like deported. I mean, at some point, applying makeup is kind of like a status symbol. Because poor people can't afford to have makeup. And to be fair, being fat here is also kind of a status symbol because junk food here is way more expensive than in America. So we don't have obese people in here at all because it's just too expensive to be fat. Yeah, I'm not gonna play the whole makeup game because I feel confident enough to walk outside without makeup. Ooh. Oh, the humanity. Yeah, apparently, I mean, in America, junk food is really cheap, isn't it? It's like the less money you have, the more fat you're gonna get because it's just way cheaper to buy junk food than to prepare food. So here it's like the total opposite. Like burgers here, McDonald's burger here are costing roughly $14. I'm not kidding. You can buy a McDonald's burger and a high-class burger at the same price. So McDonald's don't do very well here, but I don't know, they still survive okay, I guess, probably because of their brand. But like, no one here would choose to go to McDonald's because it's just as expensive as going to a nice burger place. And actually, there is this weird health trend in Israel. So, like everyone became super hipsters for the past 10 years, and there's like tons of vegan food and stuff you can only find here. I don't know why the whole vegan thing caught up so well in here, but it works really well, and probably because buying meat is super expensive, so you might as well just not buy it. And fish, or even like seafood, is the most expensive. It's more expensive than beef, which makes no sense because we're a Middle Eastern country right by the sea, so like there's a lot of fishing going on, so why is fish so expensive? Like, we actually had that one joke one time about how my brother went to visit a friend of his in Germany, and he brought her a present. Like, he bought her olive oil made in the country because, well, it's an Israeli olive oil, so it must be very expensive to import it to other countries. And it turns out that we import the same olive oil to Germany, and it costs less there than it does here. And I'm like, what sense does that make? Yeah, but mushrooms are tasty. I don't know, if you don't eat mushrooms, if you don't like mushrooms, you don't have a soul. Oh, that sucks. Being allergic to mushrooms. Okay, you guys gonna keep having your spiritual connection, and I'm gonna go to the bathroom before I pee my pants. Alright, I'm back. Ow. Yeah, so what if I said bisexual as a bisexual? That's how we say it here, and I'm not regretting anything. I'm true to my culture. We say it right, you say it. We were here before you. We were here like 4,000 years before you. Yeah, it's so. Why is my room like a sauna? Like, I went outside my room and I was like, oh my god, fresh air. Where have you been? Like, I sealed off all the windows because I don't want to have noise coming from the outside. But then I remembered I live in like a tropical resort, so I don't have that problem. Aside from the exploding seed pods. I love how the watching number went up by one when I left. It's like, yes, she's finally gone. We can come out. Like, okay, so Israel only exists as a country for like 70 years, so that's not that impressive. But the whole Hebrew culture, Judaism, and all that, that's been here for so long that our handwriting is from right to left because back then, because we invented our handwriting alongside all the Phoenician letters, and the reason why it's right from left is because back then when you carved them in stone, you had to hold the hammer on your right hand. So like it stayed to this day. Even though now it makes no sense because every time you have to write something, you're just gonna smudge your ink. So yeah, it needs an update, but you know, at least it's something cool to talk about. Ah yes, I do cutout animation of clowns and of soulless bunnies. Well, okay, I don't do the animation for the bunnies because the bunnies are live action. Think like Roger Rabbit, it's like a combination between live action and animation for kid shows, just like way shittier because we have no budget. Although, to be fair, I do shows for like an American studio. Like we have an office of that studio in Israel, but the headquarters is somewhere in America. It's called BFTV. So we don't have that channel, but apparently it's a channel. It's like a toddler's channel in America. In America. The only difference is that the animations I do for my day job, I have to finish them in 4 days. So that basically means I have to do 1,500 frames every day to make it in time. So I want you to think how wonderful it would have been if I were to release a new clip of Duke and Missy every 4 days. Oh, I'm sorry. So, what happened? Like, I don't know. Can you tell me what's happening in that book, or are you waiting to finish it and then publish it? So I can I am gonna buy it. So, you should publish it. The question is, how much more of it do you have to make? I can't see anything. It's kind of the damn cauldron. Okay. Well, if I won't understand, then why do you even bringing it up? Just to tease me? Well, I never teased you. What? Just because the earth-shattering event I keep bringing up to tease you? I don't tease you that often. What can I say? I'm a horrible person. Horrible. But you can't stay mad at me. I'm devilishly cute. What did I do? I never... okay. The whole idea of me bringing it up is to have you guys have something to look forward to. Because right now it's like, yeah, Duke and Missy, oh, that's so fun. They're just like going back and forth with each other. Oh, how funny. What goofballs those two must be. But something's gonna happen, and if I'm gonna tell you what it's gonna be, then what's the point of like seeing it in the clip? It's gonna be a lot more interesting once you see it. Right now I'm just giving you like an excuse to keep watching it. Because it's like, oh, what's gonna happen? And then they'll just get over it and continue being themselves. Yes, we have an asexual marriage. I don't believe in the whole wedding things. Like, we both talked about wedding ceremonies. I tried to explain her what stupid shit goes on in Israeli weddings and how much I don't believe it. And I don't know. Maybe the fact that I'm not gay had something to do with it. Still looking for the right guy. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that apparently in Israel you don't technically allow same-sex marriage, I think. I mean, considering the fact that they won't allow non-religious weddings here, to the point where people who are atheists have to go away to get married in a different country and then come back as a married couple because it's so stupid. Then yeah, I believe they also won't let same-sex marriage take place here. Which is kind of funny because isn't Israel like... No, not Israel. Isn't Tel Aviv like gay capital of the world or something? Like we have the gay pride parade and tourists from all over the world come to participate in it. Like, yeah, that's nice. We love gay tourists and their money, but we don't love gay people. They don't deserve equal rights. Yeah, I'm sorry. I would have loved being gay. I would have loved being bisexual, but it just didn't come up. Just... I'm actually attracted to guys. That's my secret. What kind of comment is that? What does that mean? Wait, is it the same person that told you I'm not gonna be friends with you because you're gonna annoy me too much? What about your actual girlfriend? Why say that weird? Yeah, I probably say like 85% of what I say weird, but yeah, for some reason that one... That's okay. The more English I'm gonna speak on my live stream, the less awkward it's gonna get for me. Like, I don't know. I noticed my Q&A, which I unfortunately had to listen to during editing. I said English at the beginning or something, and I made a comment of that. I can't speak the English well. Well, you should definitely invite him to the live stream. Or I don't know. What is it gonna take for you to make him believe I actually do like you? As a friend. Like, I think my grandma already thinks I'm a lesbian. But that's mostly because I don't go out and bang every second guy I see. I mean, back in the old days. Yes, I know, Grandma. When you were my age, you already had 2 kids. But you weren't an animator, so you had way more free time than me. What sync? What are we talking about? Did I miss something? I don't know, most of my friends have more free time than actual time? What the hell am I saying? Okay, basically they have way more free time because they don't have any hobbies. Like most people. You'd be surprised how many people just don't have hobbies and they like fill that empty void with relationship drama. Like, some people are so deathly afraid of being alone because, oh my god, God forbid, I'm gonna have to find a way to entertain myself. So they just end up being with whoever to not be alone. And that's way more sad than just being alone and fulfilled. And that's what my grandma doesn't understand. Basically, if you don't have kids, you don't deserve to live. Yeah, there's way too much population on the planet anyway. We might as well, I mean, if we are destroying the planet, we might as well do it slower than faster. I mean, I love how they coming up with those new ways to inhabit different planets and like come up with let's build an underground city to protect us from when the ozone layer is gonna disappear. And I was like, how about just not having more than one kid? That kind of solves the problem. What if this everybody has to have 5 kids bullshit? Just have like 1 or 2. Is it not good enough? Who the hell wants to go through the whole process of pregnancy and birth more than once? Hell, even one time. I mean, that's the wonderful thing about working in like this channel that's producing content for toddlers, is that it also produces content for new parents because they just had a baby and stuff. So I'm learning way too much about giving birth than I ever wanted to know, and about pregnancies, and that kind of made me want to stay away from this whole thing rather than encourage me to have babies. Yeah, I still want to go to that con, but I'm still too much scared of just flying all by myself because I've never done that before. But I have to overcome my fear at some point. It's like amazing how much I like to watch horror movies all the time, and the shit I do for my channel, like not my channel, the shit I do for the channel I'm working for on my day job, which is supposedly for toddlers, is so fucking creepy. And I'm like, it's for kids. Why are the kids things way scarier? I actually got a lot of requests. A lot of people requested me to give them permission to cosplay as Duke and Missy, and I haven't seen any of the cosplays yet. I don't know, maybe they haven't finished them? Because I do believe that making Missy's dress is a nightmare. Not having done it myself, but I can definitely tell you that animating the dress is a nightmare. Mina will indeed be the best Daria. Whatever that means. That's so deep. What can I say? I'm a deep person. Well, that's what happens when you're the next phase in evolution. It comes with all sorts of benefits, like having deformed legs. I mean, I gotta admit, even though I wasn't in a very good job in the army, I definitely had way more fun than most people because I had so much free time and I just drew comics all day long. So yeah, I could say, even though it was a complete atomic waste of time, at least I worked on something meaningful. I didn't serve my country very well, but then again, I wasn't planning on, so it all worked out well. Oh, you have a personal photographer. Well, aren't you a bougie bitch? So that's where all your money goes. Yeah, well, I'm sure when you served the Marines, you actually, like, took your job seriously and actually got paid for that. And I believe you did more than filing 1 page a day. Oh man, I'm gonna release so many state secrets or like confidential secrets or something, because for some reason the Israeli army likes to pretend like it's a real army. So it's like illegal to take pictures while you're on your uniforms and all kind of stuff. No matter how dumb your job is and how unconfidential it is. Like whatever I did was basically, I had a desk job where I filed how many hours each soldier was working every day. And it's not each soldier in the country, it's just in our tiny base where it only had like 40 people. And it was like a huge base. The area was ginormous and it only had like 40 people to cover the whole area, and you had to walk miles to get anywhere because there was like a building here and another building on the other side, and all the middle was just empty space. It was such a bad planning, but then again, that's the Israeli army for you. So basically I had to file 2 pages a day, and the pages were about how many hours every soldier was working. But here's the thing. Technically, soldiers were supposed to work 9 hours a day, like that's their shift, but nobody actually worked for 9 hours because nobody came in time for once. And the second thing is, you also had your lunch, your breaks, your whatever, and everybody walked home way earlier than what they should have. Like nobody stayed until 5 p.m. Everybody walked, like it was empty at 1 p.m. Nobody was there. So I would say in general, most people was working about 2 hours a day. But I still had to write everybody was working 9 hours a day, because then when the inspection came, you had to have everyone at 100% or else something was wrong. So I didn't even had to go and check what was going on with everyone. I just automatically typed 9 hours a day and lied to the system, because the system wanted to be lied to. It's kind of like catch-22 sort of thing. Oh, the irony, but that's pretty much what it was. And that's why reading Catch-22 during your military service is so hilarious, because I'm like, oh my god, that's just what's going on right now. I can relate to this book. Like, that was the best decision of my life. So I basically had to file those 2 pages, and then I had a whole day of nothing to do. And that's some time well spent, right? Actually, my roommate got into a fist fight while she was in the army because she's way stronger than me. So they had this one guy who sexually harassed her or something, like he touched her boobs or something, and she just punched him in the face and broke his nose, and then he broke her arm, and then they both got in prison for that. Like, yay, equal rights. Oh yeah, that's so stupid. But there actually is a lot of sexual harassment going on in the army, much like in any place where you have positions of power. And like the army is a great place to have unequal positions of power, so everybody takes advantage of that. So yeah, luckily it never happened to me, probably because everybody was so scared of me, everyone thought I was a witch or something. But it happens quite a lot. Yeah, sure. Let's see what we have. Beautiful. I don't know why it has the white lines, the white stripes over there, like the flash in my apartment doesn't have that. It cuts the screen as it should be, but here it like adds a few more inches. I don't know. I don't know. It's just flash and it's bugginess. Oh yeah, that just remembered. I just remembered something. Oh, your birthday is on May 27th. That's so awesome. Yes, my birthday is on the 26th. Like, if that's not the most random date I've ever heard, then the 27th definitely is. I was actually sure for the longest time I was a Taurus, but then it turns out I was a Gemini, and I wholeheartedly embrace that zodiac, even though I don't believe in the zodiac for a second, but I do think it is fascinating to read about because it's such bullshit, but it's fascinatingly bad bullshit. Yay, my live stream creates new friendships. I'm so happy. See, good things happen when you stay up for 5:30 a.m. Actually really wanna watch, I've never watched them, but I wanna watch the Vivzipop's animation live stream and see just how much more efficient she is than me, because why am I not done? I'm only like halfway through, and I was halfway through when I started. How slow am I? Yeah, I'm gonna get my animation shit together. No, I have to learn to walk under while talking. It's not right for everyone in the world to be able to do that except for me. I may not be a great multitasker, but if I can sing while I'm animating, I should be able to talk while I'm animating. Okay, I want to go to see that con in May, but I don't know when is the next Voltaire live show in Whitby. I hope it's in May, but I don't believe it is. I don't think he released his dates yet. Oh, worst case scenario, I'm just gonna go to London for a few months. Sure, somebody will be very happy. Of course, you're gonna have to like keep me in your house and feed me, so there's a downside to that. But hey, at least you can come and visit Israel and see firsthand all the missiles that fall all the time. Because I know you're gonna know I'm talking about you. I don't know, should I call you I Miss Me or Mina or my second waifu or I don't know, Mina Pomina, whatever my mom is calling you now. Wait, so I don't know why, but today I had this weird decrease in my channel subscription. I know it's like a YouTube algorithm thing and a lot of people have that nowadays, but usually it gets back together or it like balances out after a while, but now I'm still like in a minus point. Like I'm still minus 177 people or something. And I checked other channels and they're not as drastic. So I don't know, maybe I'm not animating fast enough. Like, is that still a thing in YouTube, or do people actually unsubscribe from channels? Did they fix that? Are they still trying that weird experiment? Like, yeah, I saw the video that, what's his name? Penguin Zero or something, he made. He like made a commentary about the video where the YouTube staff like answered the question of why so many people are unsubscribing or what's going on or whatever. And that video had like 132,000 dislikes. Because everybody knows it's bullshit. And YouTube is basically like an experiment gone wrong. I tried throwing it far enough. It's not my fault I'm as weak as a lima bean. He had he cosplayed as a starter character? Where? How did I miss that? I'm fickle, okay? I can be a strawberry and I haven't decided what I am yet. I'm still finding my identity. And I'm gonna put the Kinder finger in your musclo meow. Whatever the fuck you call it. Maclo meow. I don't think I ever tasted lima beans. I don't think we have them. Or maybe I'm confusing them for something else. Much like anything else I do. Like, apparently there is a certain type of hummingbirds that only exist here, and it's called a Palestinian hummingbird. And I didn't know that. I just thought it was like the default hummingbird, but it turns out it only exists here, and everywhere else it's like the collyberry or caliberry or something. משלוח מנות. But you can call it whatever you want, because countries that has chet and ain in them should not exist. Well, not the country, more like the language. Those letters should be erased because they sound disgusting. And I'm sorry for Germans. I mean, I love Germans. I just don't have the letter chet. And you guys have that. And Dutch people have that too. Oh yeah, I think I saw him once dressed as Spock when he like did a world premiere song on his channel. Like when Leonard Nimoy passed away, he did like a tribute song for him, and it called it Human Nature. He actually released that song on Heart-Shaped Wound. So yeah, he was dressed up as Spock then, and he actually did have that surgery where your ears are all pointy. So yeah, I guess he did dress up like Spock at some point, but he also dressed up as Doctor Strange, but that doesn't mean it was a cosplay. I think it was just like a tribute. I don't know. He's a weird man. I'm still waiting for when he's gonna release the Bunny Apocalypse song, because he said it's a world premiere, but I never heard it like recorded anywhere. I'm gonna try and live long and prosper, even though I don't have much time left. I'm literally on my deathbed every day because I'm ancient, just like my culture. I'm 25. I'm having my quarter life crisis. This joke will end when my life ends. Like, I think that the moment I'm gonna be 26, I'm gonna be not as old. I know it makes no sense, but hey, I'm gonna be over my quarter life crisis. So there's that. I mean, to be fair, I'm still waiting for puberty to happen, because, I don't know, everyone was making such big deal about puberty, and I never had any of that. Never had any mood swings, never had, my boobs never, never had a sprout of growth. I'm still like pretty much the exact same way I was when I was on my 4th grade. So yeah, I'm still waiting for puberty to happen. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna feel any younger when I'm hanging around another person who's way younger than me and looks like a 13-year-old. Like, people tend to think I'm way younger than what I am because I'm all small and stuff, but you looking way younger than what you are, and you're actually younger than me. I am not too rude to you. I'm brutally honest. As it should be. Like, I can't wait to be an animation teacher back at my old college just so I can be jerks to... just so I could act like jerk to the students. But I'm gonna do that like as a self-improvement tool. I'm not just gonna be an asshole to be an asshole. I'm gonna teach them how to be good. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're so talented. I want them to actually improve themselves. So I'm gonna tell them to their face when they're doing something wrong, and I'm gonna tell them it's shit. Have some standards. I'm gonna fail you. Well, okay, I'm not gonna fail anybody, but they're gonna have to get their shit together if I'm gonna be their teacher. And then they're gonna thank me. Because it's tough love. Yeah, we have like a little, like me and my roommates, we adore Gordon Ramsay, so we have a little shrine of him in the apartment. I mean, we don't have it yet, but we're planning on having an actual shrine for him. Yeah, but I'm not gonna be brutally honest to you because you don't make animation, so there's no reason for me to be an asshole to you. If you wanna improve, you have to work hard. Like, do you think my brother wasn't brutally honest with me too? I was being raised on a Spartan education. Maybe that's why my legs are all fucked up. It's because I was being thrown out off of a cliff when I was a young baby. Well, that's because eating and having a Gordon Ramsay picture glaring at you is kind of unsettling. Or maybe it's because having Gordon Ramsay in a restaurant gives you a kitchen nightmare vibes. So it's like, if he's in my restaurant, that means my restaurant is failing. I don't want him here. Walk, goddammit. I mean, when you're gonna be the head chef of the restaurant, you can put whatever you want. You just have to walk your way to that level. Nothing changed so far. I only did like 2 more frames. Like, it still looks exactly the same. If it will ever get exported, thank you. Yeah, looks pretty much the same. Like, they also worked when I showed you the Missy thing. You were like, so what's the difference? She's going down the stairs forever. And I was like, yeah, she has an attitude. She can just walk down the stairs like a normal person. She has to walk with that sidewalk thing. But at least I finally finished it. She's done. She got off the stairs. Finally, the clip can continue. Continues? Whatever. You're gonna have a con tour or something and you're just gonna walk from con to con for a whole year. Okay, that actually sounds kind of fun because the cons in Israel are kind of lame. Big shocker, we don't have that thriving otaku community or geekdoms for that matter. Like, it's hard finding a boyfriend when there aren't enough geeks around here. And people think my demands are too high because I ask them to not be a smoker. Like, oh no, how dare I ask that? Like, on the meanwhile, it's totally cool to be like, no fat chicks. That's not high demands, that's fine. I don't have a problem with smoking, with smokers in general, I just don't want to date a smoker. But they're like, oh, you're too demanding. What? I'm not. Yeah, but that's because you're so fragile. You're allergic to your dog and your dog doesn't even have hair. You have to... Okay, you know what you should have done? You should have had like a gross out contest. Like I had... Well, I didn't have that, but like we had it with my brothers and that would have built your immune system. You should have eaten more dirt when you were outside. You should have breathed more sandstone. Well, okay, there are no sandstorms in England, but we have them all the time. So I breathe sand constantly. Sandstorm. Well, if the people are boring, I'm allowed to get bored by them. I'm not getting bored of you. I'm sitting here for like 2 hours and I haven't gotten bored yet. It's just that people cling on to me way too fast. I don't know what was up with that, but the 2 guys I dated, they were practically gonna marry me in like 2 weeks, and I was like, what the hell? I don't even know you yet. What's shizzle? Yeah, I had my fair share of creeps in my life, but thankfully I'm quite capable of entertaining myself. So I don't feel all that lonely as my grandma tends to think. She tells me she literally told me I should go out to bar and screw more guys. I should like go and get laid. That's basically what she told me. Why aren't you going out and getting laid? And I was like, Grandma, why aren't you going out and getting laid in bars? Yeah, I got my brutal honesty for my grandma. She basically told me I should stop thinking like that because that's crazy talk and no man would want me, and I should start acting more like a sheeple and just do what everybody else does. And that's basically put out. Well, sex isn't supposed to be creepy if you're doing it with someone you like or if you have no standards whatsoever. Like, you gotta sometimes be at least a little bit jealous of people with no standards who can basically screw anyone. What blissfully fun and carefree lives these people must be having. Are you guys having fun with my inevitable empty silence? Because I just have nothing to talk about. You guys don't give me subjects to grind water on. And now you have to explain to them what grinding water means. What is going on with his nose? I'm gonna call you Noseman from now on. Then go and eat something. We can wait. I don't want you to starve to death. I'm not gonna finish that scene today, am I? As usual, I'm not working efficiently enough. Hey, it's important to eat every 3 hours. That's the healthy thing to do. I think another sandstorm is coming up. The sky has a really weird color right now. I don't know what's going on. I think it's the apocalypse. Man, I really wanted to finish the 3rd chapter before the end of the world. Of course I will. You're practically half of the chat. Why do you think I invite you to every live stream? You're the life of the party. Party? Did I say party? God. Well, it is commonly known that it's healthy to eat every 3 or 4 hours. Like, you don't have to have a whole meal, but you have to eat something, like an apple or something. Because otherwise, your stomach will start dissolving itself. We only have like 3 hours Skype calls every day, but honestly, that's not enough. Okay, you know what? So from now on, I'm gonna call you on like 8 a.m. every day, and I'm talking about my 8 a.m. That means you're gonna have to be up by 6 a.m. and you're gonna have to talk to me the whole day. Like while I'm working on the clowns, you're gonna have to entertain me. Yeah, I was at my grandma's house yesterday. Where do you think I bring you all that juicy information about my grandma? It was all from last night. And oh my god, there was like this hysterical moment where right before me and my mom left, she started shredding like the envelopes she received from the bank because she thought it had like classified information printed on the envelope. And I was like, Grandma, the Nazis aren't following you anywhere. They don't care what's going on your envelope. It's not, they don't print your code on the envelope. And she was like, no, I have to shred them because I don't want my information to go out. Yeah, you ditched me off to watch Stranger Things, which I never watched that. Is it good? Is it any good? Not that I have time to watch anything, but I can definitely add it to the list. I will never watch. Did we have a Skype call that was 4 hours long? Or is it like, if you put everything together, then yes. How many more do I have to make? So I have to draw like 11 more frames. I love how his face changes proportion from this frame to this one. I guess you become highly unstable when you're a resurrected vampire. Makes me wonder how often does that happen to him. Okay, so the lesson I learned from that live stream is I should only do that at my parents' house, because that's the only place where my computer won't crash. And I don't have my roommates screaming on the other room. Yeah, it has the... And besides, my parents' place is so peacefully quiet, away from all the bomb droppings and just here in this tropical resort. I love how you go into bed as the sun rising. But yeah, that's a creature of the night behavior to you. So I hope you enjoyed your late night schedule daily routine. Oh yeah, every day here is like a vacation. Well, that is his expression. He's like, how did I get here? Which he is rightful to think so, because it makes no sense. There is no reason for him to come back. But we don't have any tropical, like, foliage. No, wait. We don't have any tropical plants here. It's mostly Middle Eastern. Like, let's say that the Israeli landscape is awfully similar to Spain, or at least parts of Spain, because I'm pretty sure there are parts in Spain where they are pretty green, but I'm talking about the general area of Spain, or Greece. Bye bye. Have fun and good day, I guess. Sleep well. Yeah, right, so I'm just gonna finish this one frame and I think I'm gonna call it the day, because as usual my Skype lasted for way longer than I anticipated. But we're getting there, we're getting awfully close, and the coloring process is gonna be way faster, I swear. So I'm just gonna finish it before my hand will fall off. And I think my mom just came back from work, so it's gonna get a lot louder here. So I might as well just end it before that happens. Oh, I said Skype, yeah. Yeah, I meant live stream. Anyway, bye. Talk to you later. Later. And yeah, I think that's it for now, so till next time, my darlings. Oh, what, you're not actually leaving? Damn it. No, I'm just kidding. No, you have to be on every live stream. You have to be on every live stream, you're my backbone. I can't do live streams without you. Why do you think I changed the time? It was supposed to be on 10 a.m., but then I changed it. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I hear my mom's calling me. I can't believe it, I'm 25 and I'm like, I hear my mom's calling. Anyway, see you next time, guys. Bye bye. Laters.